Today on the channel from Marvel Legends Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, we build Cosmo the Build-A-Figure, and we rank the entire wave from my least favorite to my favorite.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Build-A-Figure build and set rankings video. And today, we're talking all things Cosmo Build-A-Figure, and we're going to rank the entire Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 Marvel Legends wave from my least favorite to my favorite. And of course, as usual, get your set rankings and put them in the comments down below. And of course, if you're looking for anything Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 or anything else under the sun, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. And of course, anything over $59 does ship free. Got to get a deal. But we're going to start with Cosmo the Build-A-Figure here, and a lot of controversy and a lot of angry people. I don't know about angry, but there's some anger over this one, as Cosmo is the Build-A-Figure of this set. And in all honesty, a lot of people have said, myself included, I really feel like Rocket and Cosmo should have been together as one figure, and the deluxe group figure, they should have found a way to make that the Build-A-Figure for the entire wave, as we really do feel like, I don't know if I feel like I got my $25 worth on a Rocket Raccoon with a piece of Cosmo in there. Just not enough meat on the bone there. And I really think they would have done a better job to the fan base and people trying to reason with a lot of the pricing that's going on in here in 2023 if they would have stuck Cosmo and, of course, Rocket together and had Groot as the Build-A-Figure. Obviously, that's not the way they went, but honestly, for me, from where I sit, of course, right here at this table, I think that's what they should have done. It just feels like a little much, especially when you get a character in this wave like Mantis that has really nothing with her at all. You could have put something else over there, a bigger Build-A-Figure piece, things like that. So really makes you wonder what Hasbro's doing there, and I don't know if they're testing the waters, trying to see, okay, what will the fan base buy? And let's be honest, these are hitting right now. Some of the hardcores picking them up like myself, but we've seen this notoriously with the last like 5 or 6, maybe even more than that, Marvel Legends waves. If you're patient, if you wait, there's deals to be had out there, and there's a lot of clearance events of a lifetime, one might say, to pick those up. And I guarantee it, I've already seen some of the hubbub out there on social media that a lot of people are saying, I'm going to get this set, but I'm going to wait for the eventual clearance. So we're going to see what happens, how that'll all net out. Of course, we got to wait for the movie to come out as well, as it is not out as a filming of this right now. But we'll see what happens in the future here with this Guardians Galaxy Volume 3 wave. But right now, we're going to talk Cosmo the Build-A-Figure. And I always love a hairy bipedal creature. Not quite bipedal, but he's definitely hairy. And I should say she. I always want to say Cosmo is a he, but it's technically a she. But we do get a dog Build-A-Figure. How about that? I think that's first time to the line. And we're going to take a look at Cosmo right here. And we'll even do some comparisons later on in this video. But without further ado, let's take a look at Cosmo. And I had to go to the directions on the box, as you know, it does have a little checklist. Here's what this piece goes where and all that, because trying to figure out, okay, which one's the front, which one's the back, kind of played with my head a little bit. And they did fight you going in a little bit. Some of you guys and gals, of course, might have to get a hairdryer and heat this up, as they did fight me going in. I guess your mileage may vary there. But it is Cosmo the dog in a nice astronaut outfit. Just something funny, something charming here. And we always talk about it on the channel. Some figures that catch your eye. You have this on a display. Let's say it's your father-in-law and he's walking your collection and looking at some stuff. Things like this is going to catch somebody's eye. Oh, there's a cute golden retriever in an astronaut costume. What's that all about? It's definitely a conversation starter is what this one is right here. But definitely looks cool for what it is. And it's honestly a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be once I put him together. And there I go, him again. Once I put her together, honestly a little bit bigger than I was expecting, which isn't bad. Bigger is always better, especially in the Build-A-Figure game. Still small to your Abomination Build-A-Figures, your controllers, things like that. But it is what it is. Not a terrible Build-A-Figure by any means. Just don't know if it feels like it warrants the price point when all of the sums are completed, and I think that's a fair assessment. But let's walk through this one really quick. You do get the tail that does plug in. You get the articulation. You move the tail up and down, all around, side to side. She is good. She's wagging back and forth. You can do that. You got an ab crunch, for lack of a better term, right there. We got that in the middle. You got 4 legs. Of course, each leg moves side to side, a little bit of side to side that way, but mostly up and down. You do get a joint right there in the middle. Then you get a joint down low at the ankle, I guess we'll call it, and then the toe, the foot. I don't know my dog anatomy apparently, but you do get articulation at the top, articulation in the middle, articulation at the ankle, and then down by the foot. So you can move around some of the different poses, things like that. You do get the dog fur, the dog nails and stuff on all four paws right there. Then you do get, of course, the head going in here. The head snaps in, looking really nice. You get articulation at the neck as well. Just pretty good articulation for a dog, let's be honest here. You do get the big astronaut kind of helmet going there. You can pull that up and down. It does not go all the way over her head, her face. It just has that open spot there. But I think it gets the deal done. It gets the effect piece done that we're looking for with this one here. Good looking golden retriever. I do assume this is what this is. Looking really, really nice. I love the look of the dog. She looks really nice. She looks good. No problems at all with the sculpt, with the look of the dog. It looks absolutely cool. And really, really building out your Guardians team when you finally get the dog on board, I think. But looking nice. You got the astronaut costume. You got some red and blue. You got a tan kind of sandy color outfit. You got brown on the top. Almost looks like a saddle. Maybe Rocket rides her around the spaceships. Who knows? But definitely really cool as far as a dog Build-A-Figure. Now, once again, we go back to price point and perceived value. Perceived value is a big thing. You can, smoke and mirrors a lot of thing, but does the average Joe, does the average person that's watching this channel, does the average collector perceive the value in building this Build-A-Figure? That's a question you got to ask yourself. Once again, I honestly think you could have put Groot as the Build-A-Figure. You could have put Rocket and Cosmo together. You could have made that work. There was a lot of savings on Mantis, for certain there was. You could have done something like that. But that's just me. That's neither here nor there, but that is my opinion. But Cosmo looks good for what she is. I do always prefer a big, big Build-A-Figure. But something like this, how can you not like a dog, really, at the end of the day? Unless you're a cat lover, I guess. Who knows? But really, really does look good. But a little bit of comparison, I thought, what can we compare this to? Well, I went over to the old G.I. Joe line and grabbed old Timber out. So both Hasbro properties. Now you got a dog and a wolf side by side. And I guess that looks pretty good. These guys and gals look like they're in scale together. I think this looks pretty good here. So got those, got Timber, got Cosmo, and then I did grab Timber from the Super 7, recent release of the Snake Eyes Super 7 Ultimate Series 1 G.I. Joe line. We do get Timber from that as well. I actually do prefer, I think, the Hasbro Timber. I don't know if I've ever said that, but I definitely do. This is definitely more cartoon accurate, but it does kind of pair up fairly well with Cosmo as well, I think, right here. So Cosmo, not the greatest, not the worst, upper middle, I guess. I like that we get a dog. I like it. I just don't like the way they went about getting it to us, and I think that's how I'm going to leave it right here. But now we're going to turn our attention to the entire wave. I'm going to rank the wave from my least favorite to my favorite. All right, let's get down to business. Let's rank Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, the entire wave, including the deluxe figure, the Build-A-Figure, and the regular wave, from my least favorite to my favorite. As usual in these videos, make sure you get your list together. Make sure you put it in the comments down below, and make sure you try to put them in order. It's the hardest part, but it's also the funnest part, so make sure you do that in the comments down below. So let's start it off here, and we got what? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 figures. This could be the biggest ranking Marvel Legend video we've ever done. I don't know if we've ever had more than 9 figures. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't, but I don't think we have. But let's start it off at number 9, and number 9 was very easy for me. I'm going to go to Mantis at number 9. Mantis, I'm sorry to offend, but there just was very, very little bells and whistles with this one. No effect pieces, no extra hands, no accessories, no nothing. Just felt like a very expensive price point, around $24.99 for a figure with nothing besides a Build-A-Figure piece. And this is where it really goes back to being Groot being a Build-A-Figure. You could have put the big torso with her, build it out from there, had Rocket and Cosmo together, and I think this is one of the linchpins of where the value didn't really sit well with me for this entire wave here. But that's my opinion there. So we're going number 9, Mantis. Number 8 for me, I'm going to go... I'm going to go Adam Warlock, and that could change. This is very close for me, but I'm going to go Adam Warlock at number 8, just because I haven't seen the movie. So once I see the movie, maybe he will move up a little bit. He definitely won't stand very well, but he might move up a little bit for me, because when I think of Adam Warlock, I think back to the Infinity Gauntlet. I don't quite get that feeling right here. Maybe he'll win me over in the movie, but it's just not my Adam Warlock as of right now. We'll see what happens. He very honestly could move up in the line, but as of right now, he's going to be number 8. Once again, the Mantis effect. Yes, he has a cape with him, Lando celebrating, but not a lot of bells and whistles with him. Not a lot of extra hands, effect pieces, a staff, anything like that we accustom ourselves to with Adam Warlock. We didn't get that here in this set, and that's once again goes back to that perceived value. That's where that goes. But now we got to turn our attention to number 7. Number 7, I'm going Nebula. I don't mind Nebula. It just feels like there's not a lot here. And the stoic face on here, I feel like I just need a little bit more. Obviously, she does have a stoic face, but there's just something missing. And when you try to put her in some poses, put her with the weapons, you really don't get anything out of it, it kind of feels like. So she is definitely a different one. I don't think she is going to stand either. I do like her sword arm. Very Terminator-like, I guess, in the arm department. But a small figure, once again, and I keep saying it, I'm a broken record in this ranking here. Perceived value. I don't know if I felt like I got a ton of value out of her and Mantis combined. That's where it goes back to Groot could have been the Build-A-Figure in my estimation. How about we'll call it that? So we're going Nebula at number 7. Now we're going over to number 6. And it's funny, we're talking perceived value, and we'll talk more about it. But number 6, oh my gosh, Kraglia, I think I'm going here. I'm going that one at 6. Not a bad figure, just less attachment to him than maybe everybody else here at the table. But it is cool. We're getting, I wouldn't say necessarily a deep cut, but a deeper cut in the world of Guardians of the Galaxy, even though he's been in all the movies. But definitely a cool looking figure. Just kind of is a character I wouldn't say I don't care about. I just don't care about him as much as Drax or Groot or Rocket or things like that. So that's where we're going to put that one right there at number 6. Now we're at number 5, and number 5 for me, I hate to do it because you know I love a hairy bipedal creature, but I'm going to put Rocket Raccoon right here. Actually, in all honesty, very high, because perceived value is the word of the day here today. I did not get a very much perceived value out of this Rocket Raccoon figure. He almost feels more of an accessory than an action figure. He does have great posability for being just a little guy, but man, come on, he is very, very small. You can't tell me these two couldn't fit together as part of a single pack at the $24.99 price point. Give us the Groot hands, the Groot head or something as the Build-A-Figure piece here, and I think it would have been okay at the end of the day. But Rocket, as much as I do like him, I just don't feel the perceived value was there for me. So that's what, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We're going on to number 4 now. Number 4, I'm going to have to go to Drax, and this could change down the line as well. I really do. I haven't said this yet in this ranking here. I love the uniformity of the outfits here. I love that they build out this team in these outfits. I think that is really cool. That is something I really do like, and I think Drax looks really, really good in these outfits. He's just kind of there, though. He does have 2 knives, so I'm happy about that. But it's not as crazy as some of the other Drax figures we've had with, you know, no shirt on, things like that. But still very, very cool. A figure I very, very much do like. Just not going to be at the very top of this list here today. So now we got 3 left. And number 3, I'm going to go to Star-Lord. I think the head sculpt was a little bit weaker than the Marvel Legends Thor Love and Thunder Star-Lord that we had about a year and a couple of months ago. But still a cool one. Of course, you have to have him in every single Guardians wave. I think he is the true leader of the Guardians. Kind of the world revolves around him and his storylines in a lot of aspects there. So I'm going to put him here at number 3. Nothing against him at all, but a very, very good one. And once again, the matching uniforms, chef's kiss right there. But now we're down to the final 2 here, and a tale of 2 different kinds of figures. We got a Build-A-Figure and a deluxe figure. Well, I'm going to make it easy. I'm going Cosmo at number 2, Groot at number 1. Some might say Groot, it's not fair at number 1 because he is a deluxe figure. He is more expensive. But man, once again, though, we go to perceived value. And I guess perceived value in this instance doesn't necessarily correlate with things, because do I feel he's worth a $50 price point? Absolutely not $50. Maybe $39.99, $38.99 we could maybe stomach. But $50 is quite the stretch if you ask me. And then Cosmo as the Build-A-Figure seems as a stretch as well. So once again, we go to perceived value, but when you're looking at the whole grand scheme of things, obviously he costs a lot more. I don't know if his value, his worthness, is he worth double of Rocket Raccoon? Look how small Rocket is. Is he worth double of that? So it's kind of it messes with your mind a little bit, I guess we'll say here. But I do like Groot. He is one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite. I'd have to think about it. From the Guardians storylines, the movies, things like that. Groot is very cool. This deluxe figure is very cool. It is the coolest of the bunch right here. I just don't care for the price price point on him, and I truly do feel he should be the Build-A-Figure for this wave. Now, Cosmo at number 2, an interesting one as well. Should have been with Rocket, as I keep saying in this, but very cool to get a dog in the first place, a dog astronaut in the second place. Just a lot of cool stuff about here, and it feels different, and different is really good. We get a lot of the same old, same old. As much as I like Drax, as much as I like Star-Lord, we've had them repeatedly over the years. Cosmo feels new. It's some new blood from a dog in this wave, so I'm here for that at the end of the day. So really a mixed bag lineup, and one that you really got to ask yourself on value and what is it worth to you, because it is all over the map for value and perceived value. There's that word once again. Some good, some bad, some ugly. Wouldn't say this is anywhere near the strongest wave of the year. Not sure if any of these will end up in my top 10. I mean, Cosmo could be in my top 10 Build-A-Figures of the year, or probably top 5 most likely. We'll see what happens there. But it's an interesting lineup here. It's not for everybody. It's going to frustrate collectors. It's going to hurt our wallets in a lot of aspects. But as I said, I think at the top of this video, I can definitely see this going to clearance in the future. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. I guess stay tuned for that later on in this year. We'll see what happens. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Would love to hear how you perceive the value of this line. It's the word of the day. I feel like Pee Wee Herman in some aspects. Lemmy keeps smiling every time I say it over there. Like a young cherry over there is what he's doing. But let me know your thoughts here on this Guardians Volume 3 wave. Try to rank them if you possibly can. I'd love to hear if your opinions on the Build-A-Figure and things like that. Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell, as we got videos every single day and then some. Even more content for you on Patreon, including early access to all these videos and every other video on the channel. You can get way ahead on a lot of videos as a Patreon member. And of course, it is your best way to support the channel and all the content. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget about social media. SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.